in BC. You're watching WRGX First News at 4, your hometown in BC.
Good afternoon, I'm Maggie DeRosiers. Thanks for joining us for WRGX First News at 4. The Alabama Department of Public Health is reporting 147,745 confirmed cases of the coronavirus statewide. 662 new cases have been reported. 2,549 have died from the virus, and the current number of Alabamians who have been hospitalized for treatment of the coronavirus to date is 18,533. Cottonwood students returned to class this morning after school officials announced it was closing due to COVID-19 issues. The closure was due to the increase in number of staff members who tested positive for COVID-19 and had to quarantine. During that week and a half while campus was shut down, maintenance and cleaning crews came in, spraying and disinfecting the school. Rehoboth Middle School is another Houston County school that is closed due to COVID-19 related issues. A new study suggests that child care programs are not associated with the spread of COVID-19. Researchers surveyed 57,000 child care providers across all 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico earlier this spring. They found no difference in the number of COVID-19 infections and hospitalizations among workers whose programs had stayed open compared to those who had closed. Nearly all of the programs that stayed open reported frequent hand washing and disinfecting of surfaces. China is enacting a massive testing campaign, attempting to test everyone in a large northern port city after 12 positive tests in the area. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Beijing.
They'll keep on testing. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
Authorities have tested more than 7.5 million residents so far, and the city has received more than 4 million test results. So far, there are no new positive cases. Well, let's turn to weather for a moment. Another warm and sunny day in our area. Chief Meteorologist David Paul joins us now with our first look at the forecast. David, how's it looking?
Pretty nice out there. Temperatures were nice and cool this morning. We had warm air and then some cooler air in time for the weekend. Plus, we'll have a check on the tropics, too, coming up in just a bit. Maggie?
Thanks, David. This evening's turning out to be very nice weather-wise. After a race that was too close to call, OP has declared a winner for the District 2 council seat. Charlotte Hunt will retain her position as OP's council member for District 2. Hunt tied with T.D. Morgan with 67 votes in the runoff earlier this month, but there was one provisional vote. On Tuesday, city officials confirmed that the provisional vote went to Hunt. While there is no early voting in Alabama, many people are delivering their absentee ballots in person, and that has caused long lines as well. Many people are choosing to deliver the ballots instead of voting on Election Day due to the pandemic, a trend that we're seeing nationwide. Secretary of State John Merrill says their plans are to accommodate record-breaking numbers.
Rest assured, we're going to have the largest number of people vote in the history of the state. We're going to be somewhere between 2.5 and 2.8 million people.
The plans include technology such as electronic poll books to make the process more efficient. Long lines continue on the third day of early voting in Georgia. Take a look at these lines in Fulton County this morning as socially distanced voters wait to cast their ballots. Tuesday was another record day for early voting. More than 110,000 Georgians voted yesterday. And once again, many faced long lines, with some waiting up to 10 hours. And with many people sending their absentee ballots in the mail, it's recommended you check and make sure it's been accepted. If you filled your absentee ballot out and sent it back as instructed with signatures, make sure to go back to alabamavotes.gov within a few days to check on it. First, scroll down to the absentee voting page and then to the blue highlighted link to track the status of your ballot. Once you're there, you'll get the results of whether or not it's been accepted.
It'll show you when the application was received, when the application resulted in a ballot being mailed to the voter, when the voter's ballot was returned to the absentee election manager, and when the voter's ballot was successfully received and processed.
If there are any issues, the contact section on the website has phone numbers and an email address to contact and find out why. President Trump travels to Iowa tonight looking to shore up support in the heartland, even as coronavirus cases are spiking there. Democratic rival Joe Biden, meanwhile, focused on online fundraising today, with just 20 days to go until the election. Alice Barr is in Washington with the latest. The two candidates are preparing to make their case to voters in dueling town halls tomorrow night, instead of the head-to-head debate that was scrapped in the wake of the president's COVID diagnosis. Today is the final day of Supreme Court confirmation hearings on Capitol Hill. Coming up on First News at 4, lawmakers' last day to praise and press Judge Amy Coney Barrett in her final day of questioning when we come back.
You're watching WRGX First News at 4 with Maggie DeRogers and meteorologist Matt Breland.
Welcome back. Day 3 of confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett. It was another long day of questions and answers that often fell short of revealing how she might rule on the high court. Republicans are confident that she'll win this fight and be seated before the end of this month. NBC's Susan McGinnis has the latest. The hearings won't finish until tomorrow, but the committee is already drawing up the plans to put Barrett's nomination to a vote 2 weeks from now. The National Institutes of Health says President Trump is no longer shedding the virus. NIH Clinical Director Dr. Clifford Lane released a statement saying that he and NIAID Director Dr. Anthony Fauci have reviewed the president's recent medical data and have concluded, quote, with a degree of confidence that the president is not shedding the infectious virus. The statement clears President Trump to take part in an NBC News town hall in Miami tomorrow night, moderated by Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. I hear this warm weather will continue throughout the week. Let's head over to meteorologist David Paul for a look what he's covering in his full forecast. David? Looking forward to that fall feeling weekend. Well, as we get closer to the holiday season, COVID-19 continues to force us to make adjustments to our daily lives. And for consumers and retailers alike, that means a holiday shopping season unlike any other. Coming up on First News at 4, ways companies are getting creative for the holiday sales and what to expect when we come back. Welcome back. Earlier deals, more people buying online, and new safety measures in stores. It's really an unprecedented holiday season for retailers and shoppers. And it's really forced stores to get more and more creative in how they bring in your shopping dollars. NBC's Jolyn Kent talked with the world's largest retailer, Walmart, in an exclusive CEO interview on what we can expect in the coming weeks. You may be asking how these companies are getting ready for the onslaught of orders. Walmart has hired 500,000 new employees since the pandemic began. Most of those jobs are in order fulfillment. Shopping habits upended by the coronavirus pandemic continue to change. A new survey from LendingTree finds the way we shop for groceries continues to change. Americans' average weekly grocery spending has jumped 17% from $163 before the pandemic to $190 today. 4 in 10 consumers say they're going to the grocery store less often, but spending more per trip. And more than half say they hit up multiple stores in a single trip. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Dave Paul has a final look at our forecast right after the break.
A few clouds here and there for the evening hours and for tonight, but generally a mostly clear sky. Temperatures falling into the 60s. Tomorrow morning, low 60s, but another warm day for our Thursday. Sunny to partly cloudy as we hit 84. Rain chances really slim over the next several days. Another cold front comes in on Friday. That will drop us into the weekend. Low 50s by Saturday morning. The weekend overall, fantastic. Sunshine, 77 on Saturday. A little cooler there again for Sunday morning in the upper 50s before we warm up into the lower 80s. And then overall, a little above normal for next week with high temperatures in the middle 80s and lows in the middle 60s. So a little taste of fall here and there, which is not unusual. We haven't seen 90s, which is something we sometimes see in October. So that's the upside. It's been warm some of these days, but not real hot.
I've been looking forward to it. When I left my house this morning, I was kind of excited to find a little chill.
It was nice outside, wasn't it?
It was really nice. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us for WRGX First News at 4. You're all caught up.